Lenny Bonds here from Purposely Pixel, and today I'm going to discuss the Pixel 6 Pro, as well as the January update, the delay, MKBHD's tweet, and the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro series was supposed to be, one of the most anticipated devices to come out. The new camera hardware pretty much outperformed any other devices with their AI and their camera software. So now we have new hardware, which is supposed to take it up to another level. We have the Tensor chip that's working in accordance to Google software, which should now make the device perform better. And we had all this expectation, and then we had the release and the delays of shipments and a myriad of problems that were happening. And they seem to have continued now. Me personally, I have never had an issue with my Pixel 6 Pro. I will say that straight up. When we first got the device, there were some bugs with Android 12. So YouTube Studio wouldn't open, or it would open and it would crash when you tried to navigate through it. Other than that, I really haven't had many issues at all. I had one other bug that happened when I would scroll down on my notifications menu. I would try to get to my settings gear, but I couldn't scroll down any longer. It just wouldn't show it. I would have my notifications, but I couldn't scroll any longer to open up the settings. So I had to do a reset, and that resolved everything. And now we have the January update. But previous to that, there were a lot of issues concerning Pixel 6 or the Pixel 6 Pro. Fingerprint scanner was slow. Me personally, never had an issue. The 120 hertz is not working correctly. It's fluctuating too much between 60, 90, but it's not reaching 120 hertz, and just a myriad of problems and issues that I personally didn't have. But I'm also part of a Team Pixel group that we discuss issues and complaints, and the majority had a pretty sound working device. Others did have bugs and issues, and we will report it. We would try to see if we could replicate the same issues. Some of us can, some of us can't. And this is just software based. So we were all waiting for the December update, which then was pushed back because that came out botched, right? So here in the US, you didn't really get it. You could sideload it, but you didn't really get it. At least I couldn't, right? It wasn't registering on my devices. But in the UK, others have received it, and then there were cellular issues, Wi-Fi connections, and all these other things going on. A few days prior to the January release, we had MKBHD tweet that he can no longer use his Pixel 6 Pro. He won't recommend it any longer. He's taking a SIM out, putting it in the Samsung Ultra. And I cannot, comment on what happened with him and his device. All I can say is MKBHD is a huge influence in the tech world. And the one thing I will say is, although he has 14 million followers, he has one Pixel device, and that's the one he's using. So his experience does not equate to my experience with my Pixel device right here. So speed, fluidity, never had an issue with it. My Twitter don't stutter. My device scrolls quickly. Fingerprint scanner works perfectly fine. Is it slower than the rear fingerprint scanner? Yes, it is. Is it accurate? Yes, it is. 95% of the time I get it. But that's me, and that's my experience. I put out a tweet before and I said, listen, the only thing I could say is heed my advice on this. Your experience is your best review, because no one else can tell you what you're going through. And I suggest, with any device, if you're having issues, you're having problems, and you're within your days to return it, return it. I wouldn't wait on software updates or anything like that. And obviously, not every one of us are in the same position as MKBHD. He has options, I guess. But with that said, whether it's an Apple device, whether it's a Samsung device, whether it's a Pixel device, if it's not working properly, we all have the option to return it. And we all have the option to buy it, use it, and give our own hands-on. With that said, I would recommend the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro because of my experience. Very few bugs, works pretty flawlessly, 5.5 to 6 hour screen on time. That's sufficient for me. Others, it might not be, but that's not going to change, right? Google never came out and said it's the best battery available. They said it's all-day battery. So 5 to 6 hours of screen on time for me takes me to 9 o'clock at night from 7 o'clock in the morning. No one said you're not allowed to charge up your device midday if you needed to, just to secure the extra juice for the rest of the night. That's strictly an individual choice. The only reason why I let my device go from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. or anything later is for battery testing. I'm not gonna run around with like 10%, 20% to see how long I last. I'm gonna charge it up so my device is working properly and it lasts me the rest of the day. Bottom line is, guys, there's bugs, there's issues with every device. And the negativity seems to always overpower the positivity of a device. So, with that said, I'll say it again. My Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro have been working flawlessly. This is my Pixel 6 right here. I use my Pixel 6 Pro all the time. Again, I suggest you go out, you try it, and you make your own decision. I don't care who anyone is. Your decision is your own, and they can't change that. So if you're new to this channel, hit that like button and subscribe button. We're here to give you Pixel news, Pixel information. Tell us what issues you're having. Are they over-exaggerated? Is it spot on? Just let us know in the comments below. We would love to get everyone's feedback on this. This is Lenny Bond signing off from Purposely Pixel.